Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know, it could happen. Hey, this is our top shelf news for the week. It's not Tuesday Reviews Day. I had a different video come out on Tuesday. I'm sorry, I'm screwing up my own schedule that I set earlier this year, but that was the video I had shot, so it had to be the video that happened. There's been a lack of time lately. All the kids, everything has started, and I am just a taxi service from now on for the next couple months. Anyway, this is my chance to talk about the latest in science fiction, fantasy, sometimes horror, starting with books and then also going into the media that surrounds the same topic. So anyway, let's jump into it. First things first, we've got new editions of some pretty famous books by an author that I have sadly come to way late in my life, but better late than never, I guess. Iain M. Banks. I've read a couple in the Culture series. That's a series I will continue because I've absolutely loved them so far. The Algebraist and The State of the Art, both of them getting some reprints by Orbit. I did actually pretty recently get an older copy of The State of the Art. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's pretty slim, especially as far as Iain M. Banks goes. But Banks, I love not only his writing, but his ideas are really great. They're really just get you thinking, and some great characters. So anyway, just so late to this author that I am chagrined but happy to keep going. Speaking of covers, we've got a new cover for the third book in the John Gwynne new series, and it's The Fury of the Gods. Looks like we have a publication date for October 22nd. These are looking really cool, I have to say. Definitely, and I promise this, and I will reiterate, I'm going to read some John Gwynne this year. This is going to be the year for John Gwynne for me, at least for a start, if not going further from there. I only promise one at a time. It doesn't mean I won't buy more than one, but I will read one and we'll see where we go. But I'm very excited. But these just they're incredible. Artist Marcus Winnie is just knocking it out of the park. They're just such these like epic, huge monsters, and just makes you want to read them, especially if you're a fantasy fan. Speaking of amazing looking books, you got to check out the newest from Wraithmark. Man, Wraithmark, if you get the Wraithmark treatment on your book and a Kickstarter, like, life's good is all I got to say. The Rage of Dragons just looks amazing. And so it looks like there's going to be a Kickstarter, but just not only the cover with the jacket, but also the book's cover itself. This is where you go like, what part of this book am I supposed to display? You've given me like 8 places where I can do that. Any of these special editions, they make it hard. I mean, what are we supposed to do, okay? Such a terrible problem, I know. And for some reason I saved this for this spot, but then, I mean, not to be outdone by all the covers that have gone before this, but now we've got a new cover of The Broken Binding doing Malazan with Patrick Leo at the helm. Felix Ortiz creating these insane, amazing, beautiful pieces. Memories of Ice, one of the most iconic scenes being represented, which I've just never seen before. It's amazing. I've never seen this scene, and it is just brilliant. I'm loving the art direction that Patrick's giving. He's picking just the great moments. It would be so hard. It would be so hard to be like, let's pick a great moment from this book and narrow it down to like, less than 20. But again, I can't. I mean, there you go. That's the great one, and it was perfect, and it looks so good, and I'm so excited. Then we've got a new, as you already know, I'm sure, a new book from Brandon Sanderson. We've got an actual name of the book. We've got a couple sample chapters, so I wanted to link those down below as well. For some reason, people are still with secret projects. We're being careful about naming the book, and I know there was like this promise made by Sanderson before that he would make it all secret on the original secret projects, the 4 of them, and then people were mad when they started hearing about the names. I don't think there was any promise made this time, and so I'm going to jump into it. I guess if you don't like it, whatever. I still can't possibly imagine someone having, I guess, such a great life that you would have to like get mad at somebody for revealing the name of a book. as if that can spoil anything, but anyway, or is anything but other than just you have to be able to talk about it. It could spoil the whole book, I guess, but again, it's the name of the book. Like, what else do you do? How else do you talk about it? That one book, no, the Brandon book, the Brandon Sanderson book. No, like the newest one. Well, I mean, like not the newest one, but like the newest one. But not like the new other one. But that's not it's like the last newest secret project. It's just the name of the book. Anyway, it is Isles of the Ember Dark. It is Sixth of the Dusk related, and it is Cosmere related as well. So sorry to ruin your life by that, I guess, but I still am just like, wow, you got it going pretty well in your life if that's something that can upset you. All right, and then finally, as far as just kind of book updates, we've got a semi-update from Islington. I think it's James Islington. I need to read some books of his, but The Will of the Many was the first book. It's been a huge star of booktube. Lots of people are talking about it. We've got a sequel that he's working on. It's The Strength of the Few, so we're going the opposite direction of The Will of the Many. And apparently, so this is a hierarchy, book number 2, and it is almost done as our update. It's at 255,000 words, which is about 15,000 more words than the last book. So if it's almost done, and I'm sure, well, I don't know. What's hard is it 255,000 words right now, and then there's going to be added to it, but then it's got to go through editing, so it's going to get it pared down to probably the same size. I don't know. I can't tell you that. I'm thinking about this way too much for a book, a series that I haven't even read. But that's where we're at with that. Anyway, I thought lots of people would like that news. It's coming along, and we're almost done. So there you go. And then 2 pieces of really sad news. First things first, Brian Lee Durfee, just not only an amazing author, but just a wonderful booktuber, going through his whole collection of books, which I just have loved, and just the best sense of humor. He's had some rough times here and is in the hospital, at least as far as last I know. Acute pancreatitis, I think is what I saw, and there's a GoFundMe started for him to be able to help him out. Definitely go check that out if you want to go help him. He even did a video in the hospital, and he just has his same sense of humor, despite the fact that he has every reason not to. Anyway, what a stellar guy, and definitely go support him if you can, and at least share the message if you can too. And other sad news here, Werner Vinge died at the age of 79. This is the author of Fire Upon the Deep. It's a Hugo winner. Nebula nominated, just classics in science fiction, and just sad news. The world lost a great here. If you want to definitely check out the Wirt Zone, his blog does a great write-up of his publishing career, from starting out with short stories and then getting published and really getting recognized really well, and also his wife Joan Vinge, and who was also a science fiction writer. Anyway, sad news. Wanted to make sure I mentioned that. All right, let's get into the media. We got a couple things I wanted to cover. I think this is technically fantasy. There's a lot of magic to it, but Pirates of the Caribbean, we're getting a reboot. I mean, who would have thought? Of course we're getting a reboot. But the thing is, I mean, they've got to really put out a huge net for casting, right? If we're going to get anywhere close to the job that Johnny Depp did in his Pirates venture, and it's still sad to see that they ruined that whole thing, and I think he kind of got his reputation back. I don't know, because it's not like he came out super clean from that whole trial with Amber Heard anyway. Apparently, we're rebooting Pirates because, of course, we have to. It's a huge multi-million, if not billion-dollar, probably billion, it's got to be billion-dollar easily, franchise. So, of course, we're going to milk that. And I hope they do it justice. It's, and even I was getting tired of the Pirates movies, let's be honest. When I thought Johnny Depp did a great job, but Jack Sparrow needs to be kind of more of a side character, and that's why he was perfectly used in that first movie. He's a side character. He's not the main character, but he's perfectly used. If you're just enough. Too much of him, and it's just not as good, and I think those movies all showed that. He's great, but if you have too much of a great thing, it can be a bad thing. That's what we learned. So hopefully we learned something. We definitely didn't, because it's Hollywood and we're rebooting, and now we're just going to throw something together because, let's be honest, we did it with Star Wars and made tons of money, and who even cares about plot or writing anymore? I'm sorry. I'm jaded and I'm cynical, okay? All right, then we've got a Lord of the Rings anime. I think this is so cool. War of the Rohirrim. I think it's cool in theory, and I think it'd be great, but and I think Lord of the Rings done in anime is a great idea. Let's hope it all goes well. I have concerns over those doing Lord of the Rings related things lately, okay? Rings of Power is one that's just, it's hard to have faith that these things are going to be well done. So hopefully in anime form we can do well here, but anyway, I don't have any trust in anything Lord of the Rings related. I just don't. Not anymore. The first trilogy, just there's a level of just like keep it sacred, okay? Keep it good. We're good. Keep it secret. Keep it safe, okay? I don't know what that means. Then another anime, Nightmare of the Wolf, focusing on Vesemir in The Witcher. I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, thank you to Heidi. Appreciate that. Great commenter. Appreciate your letting me know what's up. I always could appreciate new news. I don't cover every single news bit that ever comes out, so I really appreciate it. I wish I could be that all-knowing and ever-present. So we're not, though. Here we go. And finally, I thought it was just the teaseriest teaser of all teasers, because it doesn't really give any information. But I did like just to see any bit of movement. The Dark Tower, Mike Flanagan. A little bit of a tease here, but it looks like he's talking about it, and he's talking about a favorite scene that he wants to film and is excited to film, and that's about all I got from it. But definitely check out the link below. I'm excited to see talk about it. I'm excited to see that the plan is happening, that it's working, that it's moving in some direction. That's what I want to see. And again, I hope Flanagan takes his sweet time and does a great job with it. I am very excited to see The Dark Tower done well, and that is one of my all-time favorite series. Love it. Anyway, that's been the news to me this week. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.